It's time for season 3, bitches.
I'm Jessie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're just a couple pregnant bitches navigating motherhood together. Okay, everybody. Welcome back to the Pregnant Bitches podcast. We are happy to announce neither of us are pregnant
Are
yet.
we happy to announce that?
Okay, I'm happy to announce that I'm not pregnant.
I'm happy-ish to announce, but we weren't trying. So it's not like I'm not disappointed.
You want to be pregnant in like 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm very happy I'm not pregnant.
Because now I can go to your brother's wedding. And if I was pregnant, my due date would have been on.
If I was pregnant, I would not have
Can you
been
imagine
going.
we both
I would have been so pissed.
Oopsie babies.
Fuck, I would have been pissed. But no.
Well, we're not pregnant.
No.
All is well. And I'm actually really excited about today's episode. And it's going to be a long one. So it's going to be a 2-parter.
Yeah, we're going to do 2 parts because we did the Q&A thing on Instagram and we got an overwhelming number of questions.
Yes.
And we're going to answer all of them.
Yes.
We themed them out a little bit because we got some similar ones. So we'll go through a bunch of them on this version and then we'll post part 2 next week because there was just so many.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into it.
We have our papers because we needed to read
every question. Some of them are funny. Some of them are funny and silly. Same thing. Some are strange. Some are very good questions. Honestly, no, there's not a bad, what's the saying? Again, me and my sayings. There's never a bad question.
Okay.
Only a wrong answer.
What you are talking.
What's the saying? Like, you can never ask a bad question.
There's no such thing as a bad question.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Okay.
That's what I was asking.
We're going to make an episode of just Amanda sayings that nobody knows what she's talking about.
Okay, first question. Jessie, let's take it away.
Was postpartum. So, what was your biggest challenge postpartum and how did you navigate it?
Good question.
Okay.
So my biggest challenge postpartum was what the fuck was postpartum?
Yeah.
As your first, you have no fucking idea what postpartum is. The only thing I heard was postpartum depression. And my husband looked at me, he was like, you're not having postpartum depression. I was like, I don't think it's up to you.
Oh, he diagnosed you.
Oh, he literally was like, I'm just telling you one thing. Like, you're not having, I think he would like literally go around being like, Amanda's not going to have postpartum depression. I was like,
he preemptively said.
Preemptively was like, you're not having it. Don't think I can deal with it. I was like, oh, what happens if I do? Like, that's a horrible thing to say. Okay, Adam. Don't worry. He was actually the mom postpartum. So he helped even if I was going to have postpartum.
He set the wrong expectations. He was actually way better than
he was so much better. It was COVID. We keep bringing it back to COVID. So our husbands were home. They were working from home. So also first postpartum, my kid was in the NICU for 5 days. Also didn't expect that. Didn't know how to heal myself. Definitely didn't do the sitz bath till like day 6 when I got home. Definitely did not take care of myself for the first week of postpartum. Now thinking about like the second
they said talk about postpartum with first kid and second.
So I'll get into both and then you'll tell your story. So this first one was like a blur to me. Didn't know what was going on. I ripped. I had 1 stitch. So I feel like instead of being at home laying down and recovering, I was literally sitting in a really uncomfortable chair in the NICU with that donut. So I had hemorrhoids. I had basically everything in the book postpartum with my first. But Adam was absolutely incredible and like did everything that he could. And when we got home, he literally let me sleep and he would go get the baby every morning. And Adam was definitely the mother in the first. Second, he had no idea who Ace was. But my postpartum the second time around, honestly, I think was
what was the hardest part?
Recovery was way easier. I also knew what to expect. I didn't rip. I didn't get the hemorrhoids. Like I felt like I did the sitz bath as soon as I got home from the hospital.
You knew it. You knew how to take care of yourself better.
I put my oxygen mask on first the second time around. But mentally, it was the hardest thing ever with the second kid. Arlo was 16 months old. He was a full baby. I had such mom guilt that I was like, how am I not playing with my other baby?
I know. It's
second
tough.
time mentally. And awful. I had a January baby. So it was dead of winter. He was January 1st.
Not going anywhere.
January 1st baby. Couldn't go anywhere. Slush all around us. They couldn't walk around. So the second time postpartum, mentally, it was a lot harder. But we got through it.
It's funny.
That's from what I remember.
I literally was going to say the exact same thing. The hardest part postpartum was physical.
Yeah.
I had a much tougher delivery, a much tougher labor. I ripped. I had stitches. I didn't know what I was doing breastfeeding. My nipples were raw.
The nipples, yeah,
my vagina was on fire. I felt like everything was sore.
It was awful.
You're just like, what the fuck just happened? Your whole body is like, you don't even have time for the mental health aspect of things because you're so preoccupied with the physical. And the second time, it was exactly the same. My physical recovery. I think I was more prepared.
Yes.
So it was better in that sense. Expect. And physically, I think I had a better labor. I didn't tear. I had no epidural. So I didn't have that part of it.
Yeah.
But the mental, emotional toll of having the second and the guilt of like, oh my God, I literally left for the hospital with my son as my baby.
Yeah.
And I came home and he was a teenager. And now he felt huge when I came home.
I know.
He felt like a teenager because I had this tiny little baby. And then I had this whole thing like you, the mom guilt of like, I can't be who I was to him anymore. I have to be with this baby. Which direction am I going in? Like literally,
it's really,
felt
really,
like I was being tugged in two different directions. So that, and then you really don't have time to be like, oh, woe is me. I have to like recover. It's like, it's just like you're on.
Yeah.
On all time.
I feel like your body physically just recovers and then you slowly get into like your routine and then the mental part kind of like slowly drifts away. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then once you get into the routine, you're like, okay, I got it. And this is the new normal.
Yeah. Like I feel like the postpartum period maybe lasts longer in the first pregnancy because it's just all like a mind fuck. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Change.
In the second one, I found like around the 3 to 4 month mark, I like resurfaced for air. I was like,
I agree.
Okay, we have a rhythm. We have a routine. It's like, okay, I'm in it. I'm in it. But the first couple of months, you're just like, the fuck is going on?
It's a full blur.
Full blur.
Yeah.
This leads into a good second question.
Yeah.
How did your relationship with your partner change postpartum?
So the first, I feel
all
like
that banging that we talked about the last time doesn't exist.
Not a lot of banging. First time I honestly think was like really nice.
Yeah.
Were you good? Like, about to say that? Like, I felt like it was like, oh my God.
Fairy tale land.
Like, we have a baby together. It's your first baby. The husband's so into it. Like, oh my God. And then
he did everything.
Everything. And then the second time around, it's just like, fuck you. You take one, I take the other. Like, see ya in the couple months. And it's very, very, very different. The first, and it's so funny also, I was just looking on Instagram, like all these people take like the pregnancy photos the first time around, like the husband's kissing the belly and the husband's this. And I'm like, Adam didn't even want to touch me in the second photo shoot. He was like, do I really have to be a part of it? Do I really have to be a part of it? I'm like, yes, you really have to be a part of it. It's so funny that, and the third, he's going to be like, I'm definitely not coming to your maternity photo shoot.
No, the second photo shoot was just Ziggy kissing my belly.
No, literally, it's game over. Your husband's like slowly like, no, it's so funny. And it's funny that we're doing this today because I was looking at Instagram. I was like, why didn't Adam kiss my belly the second time around?
No, it's actually true. I don't have one photo of Josh kissing my belly.
No, they don't give a fuck the second time around. The first time around, it's like new to you and him. Big deal. Second time, third time, it's like, I don't even know you.
They're not even coming.
I'm going to be like, I'm literally pregnant. He'll be like, okay, great. Like, cool. He'll be excited. And then I'll be like, see ya in the delivery room.
Yeah. Oh my God.
See ya in the delivery room. He drove me to every single appointment on the first kid. Second, maybe the last because I literally was waddling. Third, he'll be like, let me know time and place.
I'm going to call you an Uber.
I'll call you an Uber. And when you are delivering that third kid, I'll be there. Tell me when the baby's about to come out.
Call me when he's crowning. No, it's actually true. Like the first one, we went for walks all the time. Because a newborn, there's nothing to do.
No, but
you're boring.
You're like this family unit.
Yes, you created a family. It's so true. Like that first one, you feel a little bit of the roommate stage, a little bit, but not much.
Definitely not like the second.
Not like the second. It's a full roommate stage, and I would definitely say that most of my friends that went through the second also, they were like, what the fuck is going on? Are we getting divorced? Like,
no, that's literally what it is.
Are we like, do we hate each other now? Like everyone is just stressed and overwhelmed and there is just so much shit to do that you're not really prepared for. And it takes a couple months to find your rhythm. Like I would definitely say that month 0 to 3, we were at each other's throats. It was awful. Like I hated him. He hated me. It was not fun. It was not fun.
No.
was not fun.
No, you're not enjoying each other. At the end of the day, you get into bed and you're
by
like.
month 4 to 5, as we started to get our rhythm with the new baby and the older kid and we started to find our new normal, it started to get better. And now I'm on month 7
like,
and we have evenings again together.
Yes.
The kids go to bed.
Yes.
We have dinner. We sauna. We go on a walk.
Love
well,
it.
Not on a walk, but whatever.
Of course you sauna.
Yeah, we sauna. No, I have a sauna and I never get to use it.
I actually steamed yesterday.
It pissed me off.
Disgusting.
No, it's great.
No, sauna, great. Dry. Steaming, wet,
no, I don't like the steam. We do the sauna and the ice bath like a couple nights a week. It's amazing. It's great for my recovery.
No, I feel like now we're good. Like now we just went out on the weekend, like the 4 of us. We had so much fun.
You get over it.
But
you just have to accept the fact that like it's not permanent.
No.
It's just a phase. If you then like tell yourself that this is going to be my new normal, like you're going to fuck yourself up.
Yeah.
It's just accept that it's a phase.
I agree.
It will pass.
I agree.
I promise you.
Great question.
Because the baby will grow up.
Okay. Has anyone you know needed medication postpartum for anxiety or depression?
Did it help?
I personally don't know one that needed like intense medication. I'm sure there's many people who did. I started with the Array Calm that I always talk about for the anxiety. I actually took it for the first time after having Ace. I was really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because like Arlo, diaper, like it was a lot. And I felt high from it.
Right.
So I stopped and I was like, hey, don't like that feeling either. I also don't really do well with drugs. But then once Ace, I want to say became around like 8, 9 months, I tried it again and it really saves me. I think it just takes the edge off a little bit.
Yeah. I think it depends like what level you have.
Yes.
Like I know that there's postpartum depression drugs. Like there are intense ones. And I've heard people's stories where like it really changed their life to have a full-on medication. I think the problem with all this stuff is you don't know really where you fall in the spectrum.
You'll have to talk to someone.
Yeah, you have to talk to like a doctor. I don't know if your OB is the right person to talk to.
No, I think you have to talk to a therapist.
I think you should talk to a therapist, a naturopath. Like someone a little bit more holistic medication. Because I think medication alone, it will help the most severe patient. But that is like 1 to 5% of people.
I agree.
Most of us are in the other bucket of the 80%. And I think like diet, nutrition, sleep,
I was gonna say
all those things I think are way more important in getting you back to mental clarity than an intense pharma drug.
I agree.
And I work in pharma. So I tote pharma drugs when I think you need them.
100%.
But I don't think you need them all the time.
No, I think you should.
And I think they make your scenario worse sometimes because then you'll have other symptoms and
then if you want to get off of it also.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't think OBs are the right people to talk to in this scenario.
No.
If you have a midwife, maybe that person knows a bit more. But I would try to go more holistic.
To start and then
more
see where that
naturopath, more acupuncture people. Like those people are more going to like.
Try and do everything.
Aside from the intense drugs.
I agree. I'm with you on that.
That's what I would try first.
Unless you need the harder drugs and then that's when you'll figure it out. But try and do it the holistic way first. I agree. I'm with you on that.
Okay, this is funny. Do you ever get the when are you trying for a girl question and how do you handle it? It's so annoying. Yes.
It is so annoying. We both have 2
get
boys.
That question.
I answer with hopefully the third. And if not, I'm really excited for a third boy because I'm probably having a third boy.
I answer saying, yes, I get the question every day. And I answer being, I hope it's a third boy.
Yeah. Then you just shut them up right away.
I don't want a girl.
I'm going to do that.
I don't want a girl. I know penises. I know boys.
I don't know what I do with a vagina.
Boys. I know how boys roll. I know boy energy. I don't want to. Maybe I don't want a girl. You're telling me that I want a girl. I don't want a girl.
Yeah. Don't tell me what.
If I have one, sure, great, exciting, fine. But at this point in my life, honestly, we're a boy
the definition of boy moms.
We have boys.
We have boys.
It's
easier.
What it
is. Lots of testosterone running around.
It is what it is.
It's what it is.
So yeah, if someone asks you if you're having a girl, are you trying for a girl?
Or vice versa.
We're trying for a boy.
Yeah,
actually.
Or vice versa.
I'm trying. You have 2 girls.
If you want a boy and you have 2 girls. Yeah.
Also, you could answer like, it's not my choice.
It's my husband's sperm.
Are we trying?
It's actually it's my husband's sperm. You know what? Go ask my husband. Go ask my fucking husband because it's his fault.
It's not a dim sum menu that I can pick what I want. Boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy. Like it's fucking like we don't choose.
It's a sperm, everyone. It's the sperm. Yeah. The sperm decides.
Some voodoo schmoodoo stuff says that if you want a girl, you have to
5 days.
Ovulate.
You have to have sex 5 days pre-ovulation.
Pre-ovulation. Because apparently the boy sperm are fast.
Yes.
So if you ovulate and then you have sex later, the boy no, it's the opposite.
You want me to do it?
Can you do it?
Okay,
My brain
I'm
is
gonna
not
do
working.
it. So apparently it's called the Schendels method. It's an actual method.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Many people have tried it. It has worked on many people. Hoping for my third kid, I will try the Schendels method because I do want a girl, but I'm expecting a boy. So I'm not going to be disappointed.
Okay.
If you know when you're about to ovulate, you should have sex like basically between 3 to 5 days before ovulation. And that is it. Because the female sperm lasts longer.
Whereas before.
Yes, right. The male sperm swims faster and doesn't last as long. So if you waited till ovulation day and you had sex, it's most likely likely a boy because the male sperm swims faster.
I had sex on the day I ovulated, boy.
There you go. Yeah, and I had sex for a week fucking straight. So
you just they were fast.
They were just fast. They were ready to
go. Okay. Advice for a soon-to-be single mom. I mean, neither of us are in that position, although some days when they're annoying,
we feel like we're single moms.
No, like I've done momming alone while like Josh is away or Adam's away.
100%.
And I think it's just really important to try and build a support system if you can.
Yeah, if you have other family, friends that are moms or friends that are not even moms, and you need some support.
I think you need some support. I also think like depending on the age of your kids, like I call it kibbutz living, like you can do dinners with friends and like you have multiple adults in the room with multiple kids. Like one adult can watch two 3-year-olds while the other adult can make dinner. So if you have that option, and also like I think you can do it. Like you have to tell yourself that you can do it. You're like you fucking birthed these kids.
Yeah, you are very
carried them, you birthed them. Like I know a lot of women that can handle a lot more than they think they can.
I agree.
And I think you just have to convince yourself that like you are capable, you can do it. Might be hard.
But you can do it.
But I think, with everything that's hard, once you figure it out a couple times, like you probably
You got this, mama.
You got it. Like
you got it. Good question.
I feel frozen in Groundhog Day. Any suggestions for breaking the cycle? Yes, that's a tough one because like it does. That's feel
definitely
like
the first
Groundhog Day.
3-4 months. I'm assuming,
and even the first year, if you're staying at home with your kid, you wake up, you do the diapers, you do the bottles, you feed them, you play them, you nap them, and you're just home alone with your kid.
Get the fuck out of the house.
Get out of the house.
As much as you don't want to, especially when it's your first kid. Remember, I had so much anxiety. I was like, everyone's coming over to me. Like, I'm not getting the car. What happens if he cries? What happens if he does this? The second time, like, you, me, car, now. Where let's go everywhere.
Somewhere.
I know it's really hard when you're in it. And obviously, this is me talking about it the second time. The first time, I did not leave my house. I was literally scared to put that kid in a car seat. So go on a walk.
Yeah.
Put your kid in a stroller. And go on a walk or a carrier.
Anything.
Get some fresh air. Go out. Have a coffee. Do something with a friend.
Yeah. I found that like it was good to like do a different thing every day. So like every day I would have a different kind of activity or plan.
I was gonna say every day Jessie went to a new coffee place.
Yeah, well
that was Jessie.
I have a coffee addiction and I only drink bougie coffee now and it's really a fucking
every
problem.
Day Jessie tried out different coffee places downtown Toronto. So if anyone has any questions about coffee places, Jessie,
I have your recos, trust me. But no, you need to like if you do the same thing every day, you will go insane. Like I would do like a different music class every day or a different play group or a different coffee with a different mom or a different something. Just try and break up your days.
I agree.
And try and do one thing a day.
That's
my best advice. Okay, weight loss. So this is in kind of with the postpartum theme.
Yeah.
So postnatal, these are kind of the same question. Postnatal weight loss, how do I get it off? Weight loss, I can't lose a pound and I strength train and I do daily walks and have a clean diet. So I would say the same thing happened to me.
Yes.
I was stuck losing. I lost the first 20 pounds, boom, flew off.
That's like baby fluid.
Done.
All that
was
shit.
170 to 150, no problem. 150 to 145 took me 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I stayed.
Yeah.
I could not lose the last 15 pounds.
Right.
Could not.
Right.
No matter what I did. And I truthfully think it's your hormones.
It's 100% your hormones.
The second I stopped breastfeeding, literally a month ago, I've lost 8 pounds.
There you go.
In 3 weeks.
That's what happened.
That's not from diet and exercise.
No,
sorry to tell you.
It's your hormones finally starting to stabilize.
Yeah. And so what I would say is if you're breastfeeding, obviously I'm not telling you to stop breastfeeding.
No, but don't kill yourself.
Just
that
wait.
time will phase.
wait. And if you are strength training and eating a clean diet, keep doing it because eventually that's what I did too. Once your hormones level set,
you'll start
actually
dropping
falls off
weight.
and it's easy. But I think a big thing that people don't talk about is the hormones. And people tell you, oh, you're breastfeeding, you're gonna lose weight.
No, you're eating more.
Maybe some people do. I know
you are burning more calories. That's where people don't understand. If you are breastfeeding, you are burning more calories.
But you're
eating it. So you're either eating the same amount of calories, which in turn you're not losing it, or you're so starving that you're eating double.
And I think like there's those like 3 stories of the women who like lose all this weight breastfeeding and they're so skinny with big boobs. That's 3 people I know out of hundreds.
And like their bodies.
I just don't think that's normal. And I think people think that, and like you know, all the celebrities have always made, oh, she bounced back in 3 months. Like that's just not normal.
She's probably just not eating.
Like, yeah. But even at the end of me breastfeeding, I was eating very little because I wasn't trying to make that much milk.
But your hormones aren't stabilized.
And I was not losing weight.
No.
Like, I'm sorry. It's a
because
wrong
your body
expectation to set on people.
Still believes that you still may be breastfeeding until the milk basically like really dries out. So it's storing it.
So what I read was your body will hold on to excess fat. It's not even weight. Like it was fat. Like I had
which is
fat
heavier.
all around.
Isn't fat?
No, muscle's heavier.
Really?
Yeah.
Should know that.
But it was fun. I didn't care the weight at that point. I was like, it's all flabby and gross. But they're saying that if you, God forbid, go into starvation mode, like your body is in the primitive ages. Like it doesn't know it's 2024 and there's Ozempic.
No.
Like, sorry to tell you. Which don't take. Please don't take it ever. Unless you really need it.
Or diabetic.
Yeah, but don't take it. What was I going to say? Actually, someone said we were on Ozempic.
Someone said we were on Ozempic?
One of the mean comments one day.
That's just like not nice. I work my fucking ass off, so fuck you.
Anyway.
So actually fuck
your
yourself.
body will hold on to fat in the event it thinks you go into starvation mode so that it can make you more milk.
Okay.
So that's
just keep doing what you're doing. You'll get there. Okay.
Okay, on to sex.
Sex and vagina, Amanda's favorite topic.
How did you make sex not hurt after giving birth?
Firstly, how did you make sex? How did you make sex? Well, I made sex not hurt. It didn't hurt me. I checked myself, like we said, at 5 weeks postpartum, put my 2 fingers up there, and I was like, if this doesn't hurt, I guess I can put a penis up there. But a lot of people use lube.
You got to use a fuck ton of lube.
There you go.
Like smear it, slather it, use it. Look.
It is what it is.
It's a little rusty.
It's a little rusty.
I mean, something giant.
Is it really, I was going to say, is it really rusty? A fucking big ass baby flew out of there. Yeah, I guess.
I know, but rusty. It's raw.
It's raw.
Like you got, like don't.
So lube.
Yeah.
Your question is lube. How do I not make sense? Lube and like, I don't know.
Get drunk.
Can you put like a pillow underneath you? Is that a thing?
No, I'm honestly get drunk.
Okay, get drunk and use lube.
Yeah, because then you're kind of like not like
you're not thinking about
it. If those little twinges hurt a little bit, like you kind of just like
let us know if the lube works.
And then it just, I don't know.
All right.
How long will it take for my vagina to snap back to where it was before birth?
Okay, so are you asking this? Is she asking this like from her perspective? Like, does she like know that her vagina feels different, or like are you asking like your partner? Because like I've asked my partner and he'll never tell me if it's the same. If it's the same, like Josh will never look at you and be like, your vagina is different after you gave birth.
I don't think it stretches and stays stretched.
It doesn't stay stretched, but things have moved around.
It says how long will it take?
Things have moved around in there. Things have moved around.
Your vagina canal? No. Your uterus and this stuff has moved around.
Okay, but that's still inside. That's inside you.
Not the part that you have sex.
Okay, so
I think I don't know how long it will take.
I want to say a couple months.
But I think a couple
I want to say a couple months. But yeah, I guess that initial part.
I really like it goes back like think about your uterus, how quickly it's shrinking too.
No, it goes
like it's all going back down.
Couple months.
Like if you really want
Cancer, ding ding, couple months.
Yeah, I think couple months.
Okay. Let us know.
If your baby breastfeeds, when do I pump or when to use the Haka, other boob, or both? Okay, so you're supposed to use pumping instead of feeding.
No.
Yes. You're supposed to feed your baby every 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
If you use your boobs, then you wouldn't pump. If you don't use your
after,
depends.
to save milk.
Yes.
To what's it called? To storage milk.
Yes. freeze milk.
Just freeze milk.
No, but you're supposed to pump. You're supposed to feed your baby on your boobs every 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
If you only feed them on one boob, you pump the other. If you only fed them like 5 minutes, you pump them, get it all
or the
out.
hukka. If you're feeding on one, you could put the hukka on the other.
That's what you do. The hukka,
and then put the baby on the other boob.
So then it basically drains one and they drains the other, and then that's your feed for the session.
There you go.
So if you're gonna skip a boob feed, then you would pump for the full feed. If you do the boobs, you don't need to pump unless you find their baby's not draining your boobs. Then a lot of people feed for like 10, 15 minutes and then pump, which is exhausting.
Or if you're like me, where I didn't make enough milk, I breastfed, pumped, and formula.
The trifecta.
The tri-fucking-fecta.
You're literally, that's just your full-time job.
That's why I lasted 2 months.
It's brutal.
It was brutal. I couldn't do it anymore.
You got to get rid of either the pump, the breast, or the formula. Like, you can't do all three.
No. That's why it ended. I stopped pumping. I did a little bit of the boob. He barely got anything, and then straight to formula.
Yeah, because it just doesn't work.
But do what works for you.
Okay, Jessie, why did you hate pumping?
Yeah, Jessie, why did you hate pumping? I feel like everyone hates pumping. I don't think I've ever met someone who enjoys pumping.
No, I don't. I don't think so either. So I feel like the first time around, I like got a high off of like making the milk and like and oh my god,
like, look how much I made.
Yeah, look how much I made. And then Josh was like, "Wow, we have a like." Every time someone would come over, he'd open the freezer and be like,
"Look how much milk Jessie made." I love that. It's so true, though.
Like a cow, literally like a cow. So I was like excited about it. It was never comfortable the first time around. I did not enjoy it, but I enjoyed like what I was like doing for my baby, and I was like very proud of it, and I was excited and whatever. The second time around,
you were doing it in your car the first time.
Yeah, I know, it was awful. The second time around, the actual act of breastfeeding my baby, I loved. Like, I loved it. I was sad to give it up, but the thought of pumping, was just like I couldn't, like, nightmare. It was PTSD. 1,
nightmare.
2, physically speaking, I couldn't do it. When you have one baby, you can pump, and your
baby's just chilling there.
Can hold the baby. So it's like
or
1
literally
to 1.
just chilling there.
Sure. When you have a second kid, your partner is with your toddler. Who is with your baby while you're pumping? Yeah. You can't hold your baby while you're also pumping. No. Like, okay, maybe you can awkwardly like whatever. But if your pumping schedule it shouldn't line up to their sleeping schedule, because you should be pumping when they're like, it should be the same schedule as they're feeding. So I'm like, I don't have a third adult.
No.
So I had to feed him on my boobs, because then I take the baby and he takes my.
Yeah. It just wasn't enjoyable.
You just can't. I don't know how people pump with. I don't even know what you would do with a third kid. Then you have 2 fucking kids you have to wrangle, and the baby.
The third kid's just there. The third kid knows what's up.
And to be honest, pumping is not fun. It's not fun. Comfortable.
I honestly bawled my eyes out both times. Every time I was pumping.
And if you pump, it's like double the work. You have to feed your baby,
then pump
a bottle, which takes 30 minutes. Then you have to pump, which is another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you have to clean all the parts, which is another fucking like when you just stick them on the boob, it's done.
I know.
It's literally done.
If you're able to stick them on the boob, stick them on the boob.
And what I will say is that my son hated the boob at first. I powered through. I stuck him on the boob. I didn't offer anything else.
And he did it. And he was like, if you want to eat, you fucking
this is what you're getting. And within like a day or 2, he was like, okay.
Boy, I love that fucking sound.
Okay, Amanda, this is to you.
Okay.
When did you have your first drink after baby? And do you believe in pump and dump?
Okay. My first with Arlo, I think like not 3 days, because I was in the hospital for 5. So maybe let's say like day 7, I had a glass of wine and I was like, take me to the fucking club. I was fucking lit from that one glass of wine. I feel like also like during COVID, a lot of people were like drinking, but like I wasn't drinking. I don't know. Like I wasn't like drinking every night. I don't know what the fuck I was doing during COVID, truthfully. I was fucking lit. I didn't dump it. I feel like I did it when the baby like went to sleep. And I was also formula feeding, so I was actually fine. So I didn't dump it.
It didn't matter.
But do I believe in pump and dump? Yes. But if you're pumping and dumping, you fucking save that milk in your fucking freezer to use for later. Like I've said many times, for eczema, rashes, anything else.
I literally have a frozen bag in my freezer that says for the bath.
For the bath. What about you, Jessie? When was your first drink?
On baby 1, I think I had a shot of tequila when I came home from the hospital.
Of course you did.
Josh's dad came over and I was like, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna barf. Like this was a terrible idea.
You went like straight hardcore.
Well, like I was gonna have like a beer or like a glass of champagne,
right.
And then I was like, let's have a shot. I'm like, okay, it's been 9 months, why not?
Did it hit you like right away?
That was a bad idea.
You just were like,
not a good idea.
No,
wasn't enjoyable. And then the second one, I think I had a glass of wine when I came home from the hospital because I was like, whatever. I would say you have to dump if you like are drunk, like actually drunk. You should dump it.
I agree.
And I would also say like it depends how much time between. Like if you've had one glass of wine and you're eating dinner and you wait like 2 to 3 hours,
your baby's fine.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And also though
it's the same thing as coffee. Sorry to interrupt you. It's literally the same thing as coffee. They tell you not to drink so much coffee.
Okay, well, it didn't listen to that.
No, before because the caffeine's going to your baby.
Right.
So it's the same thing with the wine.
Right. I know. It's true. Like you just have to be really conscious and careful of what you're doing.
Agreed.
And then I would also say like listen to your baby's cues. Like Ziggy, if I had any wine, alcohol in my system at all, he was fussy in the night.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, it's not worth it. And I just like did nothing.
It goes through.
With Benny, if I waited long enough, like he was fine. And the remnants.
Maybe we should be drinking wine with Benny right now. He'll sleep the whole night.
Like knock the kid out. Let's
give Benny a little bit of wine.
Honestly, no. I was like, give him.
Why don't we just put some
nothing works.
What did our parents do? They put some like cognac in their gums to make them sleep.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, so we still have like a million more questions.
But we're gonna end it here.
We're gonna pause and see you next week for part 2.
Yes. We're gonna look the same.
Yeah.
For part 2, just an FYI. See you next week. Bye.